Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will discuss functions in Python. So what is a function? Functions are reusable blocks of code that perform a specific task. In simple terms, think of it as a recipe that can be used over and over again. So this is the basic structure of a function. So we type def, which stands for define, and then we have our function name. So this is the function name. We have a set of parentheses, which parameters can be placed in here, and we'll discuss what that is a little later down in the video. So we type a colon here, and in this section is where all the code exists. So let's type print. This is a function. And then if we want to display that, we call our function name. So here we have our define. This is the function name, a set of parentheses which holds parameters, and then we have our colon here. And inside this function, this is where all the code exists. And if we want to display this, we call our function name like we did here. Let's save it and run. And down in the terminal, it says this is a function. So this is the basic structure of a function. The next part we will discuss are parameters and arguments. So let's clear this. Let's write a new function. And let's give it the name greet person. And the parameter we will use in this situation is name. And then let's write our print function here. So type print hello name. So this is the parameter that we set, and then if we want to pass an argument into that, we call our function name. So we'll say greet person. We have our parentheses, and let's give it a string, Mike. Let's save it and run. Hello, Mike. So what we did here was we created the argument, which goes into this parameter as the placeholder, and then it outputs hello Mike down here in the terminal. Functions can have multiple parameters, so we can also give it the parameter age, and we can say hello name, you are age years old. And then what we do down here, since we have our string, we can just come here and give it our second parameter, and Mike is 21. Let's save it and run. Hello Mike, you are 21 years old. Another cool thing we could do is, let's say we have a third parameter here. Let's say height. And let's change this to height, and let's see what the output is in the terminal. Let's see if it'll run. All right. So you see down here below, since I tried to use height, it says down here in the terminal, type error, required positional argument height. Since we you have 3 parameters here and we're only calling 2, we can't use this in this function, so you get an error. So let's clear the terminal. The next part we will talk about are return statements. Return statements send a value back from the function. So let's change this up and let's add some numbers together. So let's say add numbers, and we want to add 2 numbers, so we have 2 parameters, so say num1, num2. We have total equals num1 plus num2. I made a mistake here. I put mum instead of num. Okay. And we want to return total. So basically we set a variable named total and we set that equal to num1 plus num2, and we want to return this value here. So how we do that, we come out of our function, we create a new variable called result, and we set that equal to, let's call our function name add number, and we give it the parameters 100 and 100. And then we want to print the result. Let's save and run. And you see down here in the terminal it outputs 200 from this problem here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.